Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us again today on the Leadership Series, where we are going to be going through some tools, three tools actually, on that you need to be a leader. And today we have our guest, Sodi Toby. He is a John Maxwell certified trainer, coach, and a speaker. So today we're going to be talking about three tools that you as a leader need in your life, basically. If this is your first time, hello, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Gospel Emeghara, and as I said, we've got a guest, Sodi, here. Say hello, Sodi.
Hi everyone. Hi Gospel.
Hi. So, thanks again for joining us today. And today is the last series, the last of the leadership series that we were going to be doing. So, as a leader, what are the three tools that you recommend that we use in in life or in our business to
You
be
know what?
good leaders, shall I say?
You know what, Gospel? When you sent me this topic, I thought to myself, when you put three, it's always difficult to pick your favorite three. But yeah, I think I'll come at it from two angles. I think leaders, from my experience and what I know, leaders need to have two main things. Okay, two main categories of things. Let me put it that way. So the first thing I would say is leaders need character. I call it leadership character. Leaders need to have core values that make them trustworthy, make them respectable, make them people that people can look up to and respect and follow. So that's what I mean by character. And then the second thing, big category the leader needs is competence. So I call it the two C's: character and competence. So every good leader needs to be competent. Okay, every good leader needs to inspire confidence in the people who they are leading by demonstrating that they know what they're doing and where they're going. And it doesn't mean that as a leader you become unreal and you pretend or you have all the answers. But you need to, like, remember the first week, I defined leadership as the person who understands how to get from point A to point B. And so you need to have competence as a leader. I'm going to break these two categories down into three tools. So I'm cheating a bit today. I'm going to give you three tools that a leader needs to develop or to express their leadership character, and three tools that a leader needs to express leadership competence. So I'm going to give you 6 tools today. How about that? 6 for the price of 3. All right. I think I've lost your sound, Gospel. I couldn't quite hear you. Yeah. Sorry. Hello. Are you able to hear me though? Yeah. Okay. I'm not able to hear you, so I'll just crack on. Not sure what's wrong. Let me. Can you speak? Let me see if I can hear you. No, I can't hear you. Sorry, guys. A bit of a technical issue. So you can hear me and I can't hear you. So I can only read your lips somehow. Okay, so we'll need to figure out a way around this. And maybe you can type in the chat. Okay, yeah, so you said carry on. So yeah, I was talking about two main things a leader needs to have, and I call them the two C's. One is character, and the other one is competence. And when you talk about character, leadership character, there are many things that you could talk about. But I would say the three, my top three tools, character tools, tools might not be the right word, maybe traits that a leader needs for me is number one, integrity. Integrity. It's important that as leaders, we're people who have integrity. And integrity, I haven't checked the dictionary, but integrity just means that you're reliable, you're consistent, you're trustworthy, you're honest, you're someone who, you know, people can trust easily. People can see that you're genuine, you're for real. You've got something about you that you've got core values that people can look at and say, yes, I know gospel would never do this, or so they would never do that. And so integrity is for me a big one. You see, because these are things that you don't get a lot in a lot of the business world. It's not highly celebrated, but I tell you, when people in a team or an organization or people who are following a leader, they see that a leader has integrity, because integrity is something that it's of high value and money cannot buy it. And again, it's something that you can't learn it on the training course. It has to be developed through personal life. And so integrity is huge for a leader, and it inspires confidence. So the other thing I would say a leader needs, tool number two, character tool number two, is resilience. Okay? Resilience. And the reason why I feel a leader needs resilience is because when you are on a journey and you're leading people, leading a team, things don't always go smoothly. There's always going to be times when you have setbacks. There are going to be times where you feel like, can we really achieve this dream? Can we really accomplish this vision? There's always going to be things that you can't control. But good leaders need to have resilience. And resilience comes from a core belief, a belief that, that you can do that thing, that you can achieve that dream. You can go from that point A to the point B. You've got what it takes against all odds. And so when things become tough, those who you're leading want to be able to see resilience in you. They want to, because, it's that whole thing, like they're all thinking of giving up. But when they see you still going for it as a leader, it inspires confidence. It inspires teamwork. It inspires camaraderie. So I'll say resilience is a big one for a leader. Learning how to weather the storm in difficult times and inspiring those who you're leading to do so. So that is character tool number two. So remember, the first one I talked about was integrity, and the second one is resilience. Now I'm going to talk about character tool number three, and that was a difficult one, but I landed on empathy, or you can call it love. Empathy. It doesn't sound like a high-flying business trait that people need to have, because in the business world, it's all about cutthroat competition and outmaneuvering people. But I tell you, there's a quote that somebody, I can't remember who originated that quote, but the quote says, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So as a leader, it's important we develop a heart for the people we're leading. It's important that we have a disposition that wants their best interests. And now this is, for me, this is where leaders can go from becoming good leaders to being great leaders. Because the average leader you might find is selfish. It's all about them. It's all about, their goals, their vision, and they will use people to accomplish that. But really, great leaders lay down their lives, sacrifice to improve the lot of those who they are leading. That's, for me, that's the highest point of leadership. And so you need that empathy, you need that love to really, because you see, great leaders always empower those who they are leading. And great leaders always replicate themselves, always mentor and bring up new leaders. And it's difficult to do those things if you don't have an interest in the progress or the well-being of those who you're leading. It's very difficult to do that. So these are the 3 character tools. I need to check in the chat because I can't hear anything. I can only see your face, Gospel. But these are the 3 character tools that leaders need. The first one I talked about, integrity. The second one, resilience in the face of difficulty. And the third one is empathy, love of the people you're leading. So now we've talked about the character tools, leadership character tools. Let's talk about leadership competence tools. But you look like you're about to ask me a question, Gospel, which I can't hear you, so you might need to type in the chat. No, I can't. Okay. Should I carry on? Okay. Thank you, Gospel. So, you remember I started by saying leaders need character and competence. And I've broken it down with the character, the 3 tools that I feel leaders need. Now let's go to competence. What are my top 3 leadership competence tools, that leaders need to have? My non-negotiables, if you want to put it that way. For me, it's number 1, clarity of vision. You can just call it vision. Leaders need to know the end destination. They need to see it clearly. They need to see it in their sleep. They need to see it when they're awake. They need to know where the organization is going. They need to know where the team is going. They need to be have courage to attempt to go there. They need to be able to inspire people that they lead to go there. They need to actually make the followers who they lead able to see, to conceptualize, to conceive that destination. It's so important. And that is the science and art of leadership, if you want to put it that way. It's the ability to cast vision, to share vision in such a way that those who you're leading grasp it and run with it, and you run with them as well. So for me, vision is important. The second thing that I feel is important as a leader to have as one of their competence arsenal, if you want to put it that way, is strategy. strategy. So where vision is your destination, remember I used the analogy of going from point A to B. Your strategy is how you get there. How do you get there on a daily basis? What are you going to do tomorrow? What about the day after tomorrow? What about next week? Leaders need to work with their people who they lead to develop a roadmap, to navigate from point A to B. So you might have a clear vision of your end goal, your end destination, but how do you get there? And how do you inspire, encourage, influence others to go along with you? That's, for me, a big tool of leadership. Because as you begin to inspire people, as you begin to share strategy, as you begin to develop strategy and implement strategy, the dream will begin to take shape. It begins to become a reality. And as it becomes a reality, the people you lead become more confident in what they're doing. So it's so important that a leader has the ability to develop strategy. Now, the final one, which, again, like I said, there's many things, many tools you could talk about, but my third leadership competence tool is, I call it communication and connection. The ability to communicate and to connect with people. You see, because all the other things I have shared in the competence side, especially the vision, the strategy, you're not going to be able to inspire people to go along with the vision or to see the vision. You're not going to be able to inspire people to go along with a strategy or to develop a strategy if you don't have an ability to communicate and connect with people. Communication and connecting with people is key. And you see, you need to be able to let the people you lead see their future in the common goal. You see, it's not just about people, a team working together to achieve a goal. Human beings, we tend to be selfish by nature. So people need to see, as a leader, you need to help people see that in actually achieving the common goal, they will become better off for it. They will be rewarded for it. They will advance for it. And so that's ability to get buy-in, to get people to own, to be stakeholders in that collective goal, that collective objective. It's down to your ability to communicate and connect, so, and that for me is number 3 key as a leader. And that's why coming up in April 9th, we're starting a new mastermind facilitated training program called Everyone Communicates, Few Connect. It's a mastermind program. It's only 10 people allowed on it. And it's going to be how we can improve our ability to communicate and connect with people at all levels. Leaders need to be able to communicate and connect with people at all levels, need to be able to communicate with their superiors, need to be able to communicate with those who they're leading, need to be able to communicate with peers, because that's how you influence people. Even the things we talked about early on with the character, like empathy, like integrity, like resilience, you need communication and connection to demonstrate those things. How do you show someone that you care about them? Communication is a big part of that. How do you show someone that that you're trustworthy, communication is a big part of that connection. How do you show someone that you're resilient in the face of disappointment? Again, communication and connection is a big part of that. So I can't talk about it enough. If you want to learn more, join our upcoming mastermind. And I think I'll post something in the chat after the call, after the live video. Still can't hear you. I can hear you, Gospel, but I guess maybe the those watching might be able to hear you. So if you can hear Gospel, type in the chat. Hello. If everyone can hear me, just type in the chat. We just need to test something. It's like we're having some technical issues. If you can hear me, type in the chat.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, Wesley. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna conclude everything that Sodi said, and thank you so much, Sodi, for sharing that. It was really enlightening. I like the fact that you broke it down into two major sections, which was character traits that a good leader should have, these three sets of character traits.
Yeah.
And you mentioned they should have integrity, resilience, and also be empathetic. So integrity in that they should be people of their word, that people can actually rely on them and depend on them in all these situations. So that was integrity. And then you mentioned about resilience, that they should have that will stay in power, shall we say, and they don't just crumble and give up at the last, at every little mishap
difficulty.
Right. And then they should be empathetic towards people around them, people that are following them, people that they are leading, their clients, their customers. They should have some empathy. You use the word love as well for those people. And those are actually really key character traits that a good leader should have. And then you further went on to talk about some of the competency traits that a good leader should have as part of their arsenal of tools, really. And the first one you mentioned, they should have vision to see where they are heading to, where they are going, or their end goal. People without vision, they are nothing really. And then with that, they should have a strategy on how they're gonna get to that end goal, the vision, isn't it? And the final one is they should be able to communicate that vision, the strategy to people, and be able to connect people that will help them to achieve that vision that they have. So that is real key and powerful stuff that you shared right there. So thank you.
Thank you
so much for sharing that. And y'all, I super duper apologize for this technology situation. All of a sudden, I don't know what just happened. You couldn't hear me, nothing. But anyway, we fixed it now. But Thank you, Sadi, for sharing that with me and for sharing that with all of us here. It's been very educational. Um, Anybody got any question to ask, or do you have anything else that you would like to share with the audience today?
Um, well, I think one thing I'll say is somebody might be asking, how do you develop these character traits and how do you develop these competence traits? And I'll say two things. One is by finding good mentors, people who you can learn from. I know in my own life, I've had leaders who I've watched how they reacted under pressure, how they remained steadfast in the face of difficulty or opposition. And I've been inspired just by being on the same team with them, watching them, being their, mentees. And, so yeah, you learn a lot from relationship with people who are working, as good leaders. And so if you have an opportunity to get involved in a team where you have a good leader leading, take it with both hands because you'll learn a lot just by being in that team and watching the way they relate to people, the way they influence people, the way they connect with people, the way they share their vision, but in such a way that it connects with the heart, with the mind, in clear pictures. It's for me. I think mentorship, being in a team where you've got good leaders, is key. The second thing I would say is by practicing. Okay, where you're in an organization, you might be in an organization, you might be in the church, you might be wherever, where there is an opportunity to serve in whatever capacity, to lead a team. Don't say, well, I don't think I'm very good yet, jump on, go for it, and then start to put in practice some of these things, because every good leader grows by leading. You can't grow as a leader without leading, so you have to be on the field. That's how you improve. That's how you learn what works. Sometimes some of these things I've said, so for some people, and even for myself, I've learned the hard way from, not sharing vision properly, or not, developing strategy properly. And you learn from those mistakes. And so that's what practice does. It teaches you. And so whatever opportunity you have, no matter how small, be ready to serve, because that's what a leader is. A leader is someone who serves, who's ready, that sees a need and wants to help to bridge that gap. So take every opportunity you can, practice while you can, get involved in teams with good leaders, and you learn a lot.
Yeah, totally. And one way to do that is by joining the mastermind that is scheduled for April the 9th. And the good thing is online. You don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You sit down in your house with a cup of tea, coffee,
Yeah.
whatever, free
You
from
can.
who around there that is out there, and you just enjoy.
Yeah.
And the
So
mastermind and learn a lot
yeah,
from that.
and absolutely gospel. Whether you're in
Yeah.
isolation or in social distancing, whatever they're called now, you can do it from the comfort of your home or your office. And we have a special offer on, which we're giving every new participant who haven't been on Luminous Leaders training 100% more money back guarantee, which means that if you come on the program and you get to the end of the program and you say, you Luminous Leaders, I didn't get any value from this and I have my money back, we will gladly give you your money back. But we know you probably won't ask, because the people who have been on it have always found it very beneficial and useful. So that's to tell you, you've got nothing to lose. Jump on the bandwagon.
Awesome. Right. Thank you so much. Right. That's it for this series on the leadership skills. Thank you everybody that joined us to watch this, and I hope it's giving you value and at least something to think about and implement in your life. Until next time, I look forward to hearing you in the chat section and chatting further with you. If you've got any questions, comments, just leave them all in the comment section below. And we'll speak to you another time. You grab your seat in the mastermind and start building on your leadership skills. Take care of yourself and to your ongoing success. Bye.
Bye, everyone.